And let's say the same thing happened here. You got 7 for task, 7 for structure, 7 for vocab, and 4 for grammar. The maximum score you can get for writing then, because of the grammar score, is 6, right? So the super tip is this. You need to use a wide variety of sentence types in your essay, and if you don't, the same thing will happen to you that happened to me, and your mark will get stuck on something poor, okay? So what we're going to do in this lesson is we're going to look at different sentence types. I'm going to show you seven? I can't remember, 6 or 7 different sentence types, but we're specifically going to focus in on complex sentences and a particular type of complex sentence called a subordinate clause. Don't worry, it sounds crazy, but it's pretty easy. You probably already know it. So let's have a look. So in fact, I want to show you 6 different sentence types. First of all, let's start with simple sentences. These are obviously quite straightforward. So a simple sentence has one idea. Let's use the question prompts. Let's say the question prompt said something about the government should tax sugary drinks. That's your writing task to essay prompt or part of it. So here are 3 simple sentences. This is 1, 2, 3. Sugar makes people unhealthy. Okay, it's got a subject, it's got a verb, and it's got an object here. Or people gain weight from sugar. Okay, it's again subject, verb, object. Sugar harms people's teeth. These 3 are examples of simple sentences. You should definitely include simple sentences in your essay, but again, it's about variety. So let's look at compound sentences. Compound sentences are when you have one idea plus another idea. For example, let's say the question prompt again is government should tax sugary drinks. You say sugar makes people unhealthy and it harms their teeth. So here we're using a conjunction like and, for, yet, but, so, or nor. There's a few different conjunctions or different ways that you can create a compound sentence. Fine. These ones though are the critical ones. You need to include what I'm about to show you into your essay, and I suggest you include at least five of these complex sentences using these words. These are the words that the IELTS examiners look for. These are the sentence types that create subordination, which I'll show you in a second. After, although, as, because, before, even if, even though, if, in order that, once, provided that, rather than, since, so that, than, that, though, unless, until, when, whenever, where, whereas, who, whether, while, and which. Okay? So let's have a look at some examples here. So what a complex sentence does, it coordinates 2 or more ideas into a single sentence. So the prompt is the government should tax sugary drinks. My complex sentence using the connector while is this. While some people will support the tax, others will be against it. So let's remove this and let's have a look at, let's say it just said some people will support the tax, full stop. Others will be against it. So here I've got 2 simple sentences, but if I use one of these subordinate clause type words like while, I can create a complex sentence, okay? And these are the sentences that make you win in IELTS writing. So what I did on my 4th attempt, after I investigated and did all this homework and realized what was going on and actually had a meeting with the IELTS people, when I wrote my 4th attempt, I thought, okay, usually when I write essays or emails or whatever, I like to write short, simple sentences because I believe that they're clearer. But that's not what you should do in the IELTS. You need to use a variety, as I said. So what I did on the 4th attempt was I used a whole variety of different sentence types. I used complex ones and compound ones and simple ones. I even put questions in and made sure they were passive. I used modal verbs, But I made sure that I had at least 5 of these complex structures. Now I want you to try to write a few, okay? I'm going to give you 2 minutes to write 3 complex sentences. The prompt is the government should tax sugary drinks. So your complex sentence will go, although dot 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 dot, comma, dot 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 dot, full stop. Or dot 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 dot, so that dot 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 dot, because dot 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 dot, comma, dot 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 dot. So try to fill these gaps with some information from the prompt. You have 2 minutes to write 3 complex sentences to increase your IELTS band score starting now. Okay, maybe you need more time. I'm seeing people are sort of still on the first type of sentence. Let me push on. What I want you to do, if you haven't finished, I want you to pause the video, go back and finish those 3 sentences, okay? I'm going to show you mine, but if you haven't finished, please go back and do that now. Let me show you mine. Okay, here are my examples. Although people will benefit, companies will suffer. Again, let's look at this because what's going on? Let's say we get rid of this and we just have people will benefit, companies will suffer. 2 simple sentences. Or I can make a complex sentence using this powerful word here. What about so that? The government should tax sodas so that the public becomes healthier. Okay, again, I've got 2 simple sentences, but I've created a complex sentence using so that. What about number 3? Using the word because at the beginning of the sentence. Because people are becoming more obese, the government should tax sugary drinks. There you go. It's actually, I shouldn't say it's not that hard. It's hard to get these accurate and you definitely need to practice them because as I said, without them, 4 is the maximum score you can get in grammar, okay? I seriously mean that. You can double check the criteria if you want. They're extraordinarily important sentence types. So the big take-home message is this. You need to use complex sentences in your writing task 1 and 2, by the way. Use it in both of your writing tasks. Let's have a quick look at the other sentence types before we finish. So passive sentences. So the prompt again, the government should tax sugary drinks. Well, a passive sentence is when you reverse the order of the subject and the object. For example, here's the active sentence. Food scientists know that sugary drinks are addictive. But let's say we want to reverse this order and we don't want to talk about food scientists. We can say sugary drinks are known to be addictive. Okay, so I've created a passive form from the active form there. So passive sentences are also important in your writing to show variety. Let's have a look at a question sentence. But would a sugar tax really work? My suggestion here is to use one question in your essay. I think they work really well if they're placed properly, okay? They can work really well I put one in my last one where I got the 8.5, and I think I put it in the introduction. But it was just a short, simple sentence as a question type, and it just created a nice sort of narrative voice for the essay, and it just added to my variety. So do think about putting perhaps one question into your essay there, because it can work well. And the last one are conditional conditional sentences. These are somewhat complex. Conditional sentences are sentences that start with if sentences. So if the government had taxed sugary drinks earlier, then we would not have an obesity issue now. So how do you strike a balance though between grammatical range and grammatical accuracy? Because perhaps if you're attempting to use a wider variety of sentence types, your accuracy will go down. Or maybe if you're trying to be very accurate, your grammatical range will go down. So how do you strike that balance between variety and accuracy? That's a critical question. The question is, do you need to strike a balance? Here's the thing. If you do not attempt, if there is rare use of subordinate clauses, in other words, you rarely use complex structures, then you will get a 4, okay? But if you attempt complex sentences, even if they're less accurate, remember this is the same thing that the IELTS examiners are looking at when they're marking your writing, you can get a 5. Of course, even if, let's say you're a native English speaker, so your accuracy is 9, you should definitely try to attempt a wide variety of different sentence structures, because then it will just boost your score. But even if your English is quite poor and you're worried about accuracy, at least try to use a wide variety. So the take-home message, the key point that I wanted to talk about right at the beginning, which I led you through, is this. Variety, sentence variety, is more important than sentence accuracy. So on test day, you should attempt to use a wide variety of sentence types, including the 6 that I showed you in this live class. And even if the accuracy is not 100%, doesn't matter. It will increase your chances of scoring better than if you are conservative and just attempt simple structures.